It's so creative. I love it. All right, let's read and react. We're going to start in Chicago, where new coach Ben Johnson will try to turn things around for Caleb Williams. This is really interesting. ESPN reporter Seth Wickersham goes inside Williams' rookie season in his new book, American Kings, a biography of the quarterback, including this detail. At times, Williams said he would watch film alone with no instruction or guidance from the coaches. Quote, "No one tells me what to watch," Caleb Williams told his dad. "I just turn it on." There's a lot more to this. You should check out Wickersham's article and book. But Mina, where do things go from here for Caleb?
Hopefully ups. Feels like the only direction they can go after last season's disaster. Seth's article is excellent, by the way. Everybody should go check it out. What is portrayed here, which is quarterback who felt alone and like he didn't get the proper development and circumstances around him and support, is what we saw on the field, Laura, which is why it checks out. Going into the season, there's hope that you bring in Ben Johnson, who's an excellent play caller, improvements on the offensive line. They added skill players in the draft. He'll be in a better situation. But I think the mental side of it is what that quote drives home, and that might be the most important thing.
Yeah, the detail and the stories in this book are amazing. If you want to check it out, it's about going from being a quarterback from high school to the NFL. The book American Kings, the biography of the quarterback, comes out in September. All right, let's go to Baltimore, where it'll be tough sledding to start this 2025 season. Their first 6 opponents combined for a .647 winning percentage in 2024, second hardest in the NFL behind only the Browns. 5 of Baltimore's first 6 opponents made the playoffs last year. The lone exception is the Browns in week 2. After that rough stretch, the Ravens get a well-deserved rest during their bye week in week 7. RC, how do you see the Ravens start to the season shaping out?
I mean, listen, the Ravens are going to start this season as they always do in the regular season. I believe that they'll still be dominant. We mostly pick apart or critique the Ravens for the way that they win during the season. Think back to 2 years ago, where they had all of these big games against division-leading opponents as Lamar Jackson was on his way to a second MVP, and there were dominant performances against the Detroit Lions, dominant performances on Monday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers. Derrick Henry is back. Lamar Jackson will return to the MVP form that we saw him play at throughout most of his career, and this defense gets its second year under their defensive coordinator. I mean, rough times, tough times, all of the times, Ravens gonna win 5 of those 6 games.
Woo, all right, I like it. I agree. Let's talk about the Patriots, okay? In New England, Mike Vrabel, this era begins with one of the easier strength of schedules. That's a nice gift when that happens. The Patriots are set up for some success this year. Their opponents had a .429 winning percentage last season. That's the lowest of any AFC team and the 3rd lowest in the NFL, trailing only the 49ers and Saints. Schefter, when you look at the Patriots schedule, what are you watching for specifically?
Well, when we look at it, Laura, last year, the Patriots were not favored in a single game all year long. This year, they're expected to be favored in 10 or 11 games. So that is quite a turn of events in New England, and it portends to the type of season that the Patriots are capable of having under Mike Vrabel. There could be a dramatic turnaround there, the way there was in Denver and in Washington last season, with Mike Vrabel leading the way and this team being favored as often as it is with one of the easiest strength of schedules in the entire National Football League.
Yeah, you saw the flashes from Drake May, too. They're close in a lot of ways, especially if they can protect him. Adam, stay out of the ground right now. Some more news out of New England today. What's the latest on Christian Barmore?
He missed most of last season due to blood clots, Laura, and today he said that he's been cleared for all football activity. So think of all the moves that the Patriots made during the offseason. Now you get back a tremendous young defensive lineman with great news about his own personal health, with him now being able to play and to be a factor for the upcoming season after he could not play for most of all of last season.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear for him and also for the Patriots. I think there are probably some people that forgot about him. Great news from Adam. We got a lot more coming your way here on NFL Live. And when we come back, the Chiefs will have a chance to avenge their Super Bowl loss to the Eagles week 2. But have they done enough to protect Patrick Mahomes? Mina and RC weigh in after the break. We'll talk about that Super Bowl rematch. Love it. Well, Star Wars from the Eagles. Hey, week 2 features a rematch of the Super Bowl, Eagles and Chiefs. What a showdown this will be, of course. Early on, too. Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts on either side. But you also have a Philly defense that's hoping for significant contributions from young guys, many others departing. Of course, a KCO line. They've tried to rebuild this offseason to protect Patrick Mahomes. And it's just the third time that teams that met in the previous Super Bowl faced each other in the first 2 weeks of a season. The others were in Week 1, 2016, when the Broncos beat the Panthers after winning the Super Bowl 50, and Week 2, 1993, when the Bills beat the Cowboys after losing Super Bowl 27 by 35 points. So we thought we'd have some fun today, okay, with the defending champs. RC, let's play the predictor game for the Eagles season.
Okay.
Take us through each week and give us the wins and losses. And I'm going to populate it on the iPad right here. So if I don't like what you pick, I'm going to change it. Just kidding.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're going with game 1. I'm going to go with the Eagles. Listen, it's going to be rocking in that stadium. They're going to be in Philly. They're going to be representing themselves as the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs. I give them a win. They're going to go to Kansas City, and we're going to find out very early if Kansas City can protect Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to say they start the season out 1-1. I give them a win over the Rams. I give them a win at the Bucks. I give them a win over the Broncos. I give them a win over the Giants. But at the Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's going to just get to cooking. Kevin O'Connell's going to be in his bag a little bit. We know what that defense is going to look like. I'm going to give them a L against the Vikings because I remember a primetime game a couple of years ago that had Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown face-to-face ready to do a little dance. And the Giants, okay, we know that's another win. Monday Night Football at the Packers. This one's tricky. This gets tricky, but I'm going to give them a loss at the Packers. They're going to find a way to avenge their loss in the playoffs. A win on Sunday night versus the Lions. A win against the Cowboys in Week 12. I believe we have that game. A win against the Bears. At Chargers, Monday Night Football, that's going to be an L. That's going to be an L for Philadelphia. I think Justin Herbert will be cooking. Jim Harbaugh understands primetime games. A win against the Raiders. Let's go. Loss at Commanders. Win against the loss against the Bills. Win against the Commanders at home to finish the season.
11-6. Mina, what do you think?
I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's right.
What do you think?
I'm going to hit the over on Ryan's win total because a few of those losses. I do think the beginning of the schedule is real tricky, right? Because, Ryan, if I have one question about this team, it's to change a coordinator. You got some tricky defenses there that like to do interesting things with pressure, so you could get us a couple of surprising losses. You did the Chiefs. I'm looking at, like, the Broncos and the Rams. But all in all, I'll probably go 12-5. I'm going to Price is Right at you.
Oh, so you're going to go one game? One game, Mina?
She took the over.